I'm going to talk about the value of mentorship, but I don't think I really need to talk about it. One of the things that we've been living for some time here, uh, that we've learned the value of it. At the training buffet, I asked the folks in attendance, who was your first mentor or who was your first mentee? And I want to pose that question to you all here today. And as you think about that, some of the responses that we got when we did that at the training buffet was my mother or my father or my brother. And so the idea is that we've been exposed to the mentor-mentee relationships for a long, long time in our lives. We may not have called it that. I remember one of the first times I was walking down the street on a sunny day, and I saw my shadow. And I realized my shadow looked just like my brother, my big brother. And I felt so proud of who I was because I had never really seen even my gait, the way I walked was like my brother's. And it gave me such a great satisfaction, such a great joy. It made me feel really proud. And I say all that to say, just to highlight the importance of mentorship. And I don't think you need me to tell you that. I think we all know that the difference that it's made in our lives, even down into our familial relationships and whatever else has happened. And so we want to take this idea and expand it across our agencies. And we believe that this will make all of us better, and speak to the idea that BAYWORK has of collaborating amongst our agencies. And so I want to just give you that just to kind of inspire you perhaps a little bit and to see of what the difference that this could make. And so we're so glad that you're with us today, and hopefully this will be something that we can launch here with BAYWORK, and it can take us further and deeper into our collaborative efforts. Thanks for listening.
I think I'm stepping in here to talk about the scope of the BAYWORK Camp program. Before I do that, I know we have some engineers in the audience, and then our engineers like numbers. So I'm going to give you some numbers. I really love what Robert said about we all know inherently, we feel from our own personal experiences, the value of mentorship, to being a mentor, to having a mentee. But the numbers are there too. 90% job satisfaction rate, one study found, for people who have a mentor or are part of a mentorship. Career growth. Mentees are 5 times more likely to be promoted than those without mentors. Mentors are 6 times more likely to be promoted than someone who's not a mentor. Retention is higher, 20 to 22% higher. It's actually 20% higher for mentees, 22% higher for mentors. These seem like things that we're all striving for in our agencies and our programs and our teams. Performance is also another reason to invest in it. 100% of Fortune 50 companies have mentorship programs. So we're modeling the best, most performance, the best performing organizations out there when we implement mentoring programs. And positive work culture. 89% of people who are mentored look for ways to give it back, to be a mentor themselves. So these are good numbers. Even more significantly is why mentoring needs to happen now, why we can't wait. This is just for those of you who were at the training buffet, this will be a recap for the rest of you, just you're getting the highlights. But first of all, burnout. Does that sound like something that's being mentioned in your organization at all? You don't need to answer that. You can just think the answer in your head. You can nod. Thanks, Shaisha. I see that 3 out of 4 employees say that they're feeling burned out. 50% of our employees say that it's a chronic issue. Burnout is chronic. 70% of professionals say that their organization, their employers not doing enough to address that. We have to address this. We can't wait anymore. Quitting, people are thinking about quitting. 40% of people in the workforce have thought about quitting in the past couple of months. And performance, 90% of employees in the workforce tell us that this burnout, this feeling that they have too much work and not enough, too much frustration and stress, 90% say they're feeling that. Not only are they feeling that, but it's negatively impacting their performance. So if people tell you that their performance is negatively impacted, I think we should believe them. So we need to be doing something about it. Mentorship is clearly one of the tools in our toolbox for addressing this. We can't wait. So that's why BAYWORK is doing this. We want to pilot this, and this is a pilot. Thank you all for being here, for being part of the pilot. We're testing something that's some of your individual organizations are doing your own programs around mentorship. And we wanted to expand that to as many of our BAYWORK agencies as possible so that we can have this impact across the industry, not just within our individual organizational efforts. Plus, we think there's additional benefit to creating mentorships across agencies. You're more likely to be able to find a mentor or a mentee that you can relate to, someone that might have the answer that you're looking for than if you're just looking within your own organization, whether it's a specific demographics, specific project, or occupational perspective. You're more likely to find that if you're looking kind of across the industry. And that's what BAYWORK is about. It's about sharing, and this is just an extension. This is such a good fit for what BAYWORK does and what BAYWORK's all about. So the scope of this is you're all being recruited to be part of this pilot. You're here. Thank you. This is not the full extent of who's going to participate. We're going to keep recruiting mentors and mentees all of this month into January, and we're going to have folks start their mentor and mentee relationships on a timeline that makes sense for you. If you want to start, and if you get connected to a mentor or a mentee this month, then go ahead and start this month. If it happens in January, great. If that's the time frame that works for the mentor and the mentee, that's great. We're really looking for folks to commit to meeting with your mentor or mentee 1 to 2 times a month. This is like 1 hour meeting. So pretty low commitment of time for every mentee. There's probably a little bit more upfront work. The way this mentorship program works is we put a lot of the onus on the mentee to figure out what is it that they're trying to accomplish, what goals do you have for yourself, what goals do you have to get out of the mentorship program, and to bring that to the mentoring discussion. So our mentors can focus on being good mentors, being responsive to what their mentees are asking for. So we're going to ask you to spend a little bit more time than a mentor so that you can show up ready to be clear about what you're looking for. Mentors, as Robert said, you've done it in your life in different ways, whether you've been part of an official mentor program or not. You've done it. But there are also tools that are available to you through the BAYWORK program, through the Cronus online mentoring platform that comes with a lot of tools and supports. These are mentorship programs that have been implemented. This is a tool that's been implemented at Valley Water. So it's been tested already. And it's being tested at least a couple of other 2 or 3 other agencies in the BAYWORK network in different ways. What you're going to help us do is figure out what works best for a cross-agency program. We're going to run this mentorship program. We'd like for mentors and mentees to stay connected for about 3 months. If you want to keep going beyond that, you're welcome to keep using the platform for that. Then we'll close out the mentorship program at about 5 months and think about kind of resetting a new mentorship cohort based on what we learned from this pilot process over these next 5 months. We'll really try to gather as much information as we can in the first 3 or 4 months. And it'll really just keep the mentorship platform going beyond that, so that folks that felt a strong connection like the platform can keep using it while we're kind of assessing the information that we got from the program. That's kind of the scope. Oh, the other piece is, so the mentees will bring kind of an agenda to the discussion, the mentors. There's resources for you to help you think about how to prepare for a mentee discussion. Reality is probably you don't need to do a whole lot, but there are resources. We suggest maybe up to an hour of additional prep if you're a mentor, but probably just depends on what's required of that mentoring relationship. BAYWORK's responsibilities, we're going to administer the mentoring program. We're going to be testing the software on our end. Please let us know if things aren't working through the software, if you see anything that can be fixed or be better. That's what we're going to be testing from a program perspective. We're developing and implementing the program, and since this is a pilot, this is part of the planning. This is part of the planning of the long-term program that will come out of this. We've got a manual that we'll be sharing with you. I think we've already shared it. We've already sent that out. Again, this is a pilot, so think of that as a draft. That's our best draft right now. But we'll be updating that again based on all the input we get from mentors and mentees during this pilot period. We'll evaluate and analyze the results, and we'll be sharing that out with all of our BAYWORK agencies, and especially those that have mentors or mentees, employees that are participating in this. We're looking at this really just as connecting primarily staff from across agencies. You can also mentor or be mentored by someone within your own organization. That's valid. And we're happy to support that as well if you don't have your own internal programs already at your agency and that's what your preference is. And we're also here as the BAYWORK team to assist and support mentors and mentees. If there's relationships not going smoothly or you're not clear how to prepare or get the most out of your relationship, we're here to support that. There's lots of tools that make it easy for folks, but maybe those tools aren't fitting how you're using them or the specific mentor-mentee relationship that you're testing for us. So there's no wrong relationships here in terms of the matches, because we want to see where we can create the most value for our BAYWORK agencies. That's pretty much the scope, and I think that's a pretty good spot for me to transition over to Kathy to talk about what is expected from mentors and mentees. What is that? How do we make sure that we're promoting good, strong professional relationships?
Great. Thank you so much, Stephen. I appreciate that. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kathy Morey, and I'm the workforce program administrator for Valley Water. And only for a couple more weeks, I'm actually retiring from full-time work as I collect my pension, but I will be involved in many different other things. So I'm actually really thrilled to be here because I have a passion for mentoring. I originally worked for City of San Jose, leading their training programs, and I started up their mentoring program and had over 800 people go through the program. And it was very, very powerful and helped people and it made a difference for the organization. When I came here, we got the Cronus program started up and made it a lot easier to match mentors and mentees. When I first started, I had to do it by hand. I had to use spreadsheets. I had to print things out and match people up. And now we can be proactive and have you guys do it through the Cronus system. So really quite a development with technology. And then when Stephen approached me and he said, I'd love to have your experience and could you help us start this up? And it was actually a dream of mine years ago to have this cross agencies. And I was happy. And thank you, Stephen, for asking me because I only have a couple more weeks left. And just to be a part of this for the couple of months that we were good together, it's been my pleasure. And I'm really happy with your passion, Robert's passion, Elizabeth, and everybody else who's been a part of the leadership team. And also thanking Gustavo. He's our intern, amazing, helping us with the Cronus platform. So you guys are in for a treat. This is going to only grow, and you're going to be able to say that you were a part of this one day, and you will have made a difference cross agency. So Thank you. I just wanted to say that real quick. So I wanted to go over some of the responsibilities, because some people, when you first do this, if you're a first of all, raise your hand if this is your first time as a mentor. First time? Okay, great. And just so you know, if you have any questions the next couple of weeks, you can ask any of us on this call, including myself, before I go. So don't feel like you need to have all the answers. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview. First, I want to tell you the difference between coaching and, being a mentor. A coach is when you actually have coaching training. It's more, it's a little bit harder to be a coach because you have to have the background and you have to have the key actually training to be a coach. Anybody could be a mentor. Anybody that has some kind of skill, whether it's communication, leadership, technical skills, Excel skills, engineering, whatever it is, if you have some kind of skill and you want to make a difference and you have passion to make a difference, you could be a mentor. So that's the good news, because that's all that's really needed. Okay. And here's I'm going to read off a couple of things that it's important to remember as a mentor. The main thing is to set time for this relationship, because if you counsel a lot, the mentee might start saying, wow, do they really want to meet with me? Maybe it doesn't matter, or maybe I'll get another mentor. So just really look at your schedule. So when you guys are sitting down to schedule, make sure you can schedule time that you're not going to be interrupted with a meeting or people are going to be coming in and out. So I think that's actually really important, is just be present. If you can be present and there and try to keep your appointments. If you can't, just let them know ahead of time. That's fine if you need to change it, but try to make a time that works. Okay. As Stephen was talking about before, you'll be sitting down, you'll be making a contract, sitting down with the mentee, coming up with some goals. You don't have to come up with goals for them. You do that as a partnership. You ask them questions and see what their dreams are, their hopes, where they want to be in 5 years. And you'll sit down with a little plan, and that plan will come in email. When you sign up with someone, you'll actually get that. All this stuff you'll get in an automatic email through the Chronos system. I would just make sure that, the mentee is the one that comes up with a kind of an agenda. So you don't need to worry about that. They do that. They need to be proactive. Let's see. Maintain confidentiality. I'm going to go through that a little bit more in a minute, but that's probably one of the most important things, because they have to be able to trust you. If you're going to be telling things to their supervisor or somebody else, you're going to lose trust, and the program is not going to work that way. So definitely confidentiality. And I wouldn't go back and even tell things to anybody's supervisor. So if you know the supervisor of the person you're mentoring, it's still confidential. I would not talk about anything. And like, which is Stephen said, to ask for coaching from BAYWORK or anybody else if you need any other tools. Here's some of the things that the mentor is not supposed to do. Is like, one thing is criticize. You're not here to be a critical voice. You're here to support and mentor. You're also not supposed to solve their problems. You might want to. Trust me. I like solving people's problems. I'm like, okay, let me help you. I got this resource. I can do this. Go do this. No. They have to be willing to do it. Now, you can come up with ideas. You could say, hey, what ideas do you think about this? And then you could say, well, I have a couple more. Do you want to hear them? But always let them kind of choose their path. Because if you're telling them what to do, just like, like when you're like working, if your boss always tells you what to do, or like, husband and wife, someone goes, you have to clean the dishes. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to take out the trash. You really, it's just, it's just like at home. Would you like to, hey, could you help out with the housework? Would you like to do this, or this? Same thing with mentoring, give them a couple of choices, see what's good for their path. Okay. That's very important. Not to tell them what to do. And I wouldn't, a mentor also doesn't complain about their own problems. I know it's good. It's easy sometimes to do that, but you could share your experience of how you had a similar experience and maybe how you worked through it, but make it more of a positive thing once you do talk about it, of how did you get through that problem that was similar to theirs. Okay. And a mentor should not take on the responsibility for a mentee's goals. If it happens or doesn't happen, it's not your responsibility. You're only a guide. You're only there to support them, and you're going to do the best you can, just like they will. Okay. So no guilt. If they don't have all their goals done by the time you're finished, it's not your fault. Okay. Even if someone has one goal completed, that would be amazing. Okay. So that's for the mentors. Any quick questions for the mentors before I go on with the mentees? You're going to get a guidebook that says all these things. So so don't worry if you haven't taken notes or if you forget any of this, you're going to get a book. But any questions so far for mentors about any of the responsibilities that you may not know about? I can't see hands, so if anybody's hands, just let me know. We're good? Elizabeth, we're good? Okay. All right, mentee responsibilities. Okay, so a mentee, definitely this is the same thing as a mentor. It's very important for mentees to set time aside for the mentoring process and keep appointments, just like the mentor. Developing a plan. So they're going to have to do some pre-work before they actually sit down for the first time, have a rough draft of the plan that they want to do. Some mentors will have a couple of goals. Some mentees might say, I just want time management. I just need help with time management. And that's fine. It does not matter. 1 goal, 5 goals. But if someone's having 7, 8, 9 goals, as a mentor, you might want to let them know, just to cut it back a little bit, we want some wins. Okay. Let's see what else. Definitely the mentee needs to bring their goals with them. So during the meeting, you want to make best use of time. So they need to be prepared with, okay, here are my goals. Put them up on the screen. How are we doing? So this way the session could go fast and very easy. Let's see what else. I think another important thing for mentees is to kind of be more proactive. They may have some issues that are coming up, and that's fine. They have times that they're going to be upset about something, and that's okay. And they may need to be heard. But there'll be a point in the relationship where the mentor might start asking some questions to see if they can kind of get them back into action to help correct whatever is going on. So it's kind of a fine line for mentors and mentees. You definitely want to be able to listen to them speak, but there's a point where, okay, what can we do about this problem? How do you think you want to go about communicating to your boss about this? Okay. In terms of mentees and what they shouldn't do, I would not rely on your mentor to be the savior of everything. You're going to have many mentors in your life. If one person gives you a gold nugget, take it. And you can find different mentors for different things. Some for time management, some for leadership skills, some for project management. It doesn't matter. You might have one that does it all, but it's okay if they don't. So I would definitely make use of whatever mentor skills that you have and find other mentors as needed. Okay. Let's see. And then just be careful about obligations that you can't keep. Be realistic if you want to meet once or twice a month. So just kind of talk about that with your mentoring partner. Okay. Any questions so far? Can't see the whole list. So if someone tell me if there's any hand up.
We've had a few, Kathy, we've had a few questions in the chat, but I've been trying to answer them to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see where the chat is. Okay. You want to bring them up right now? Questions?
So yeah, just so there was one question, so there's one question about whether there are any students in the program. While yes, there may be a few students who are registered for the camp program, the vast majority of those folks that are currently registered are people who are working in the industry already.
Your jobs or BAYWORK resource to point them to. Okay, so we can go back to some of these afterwards. All right. In terms of problem solving, if there's a relationship that is not working out, it's okay. I think sometimes it's just not a match, and just let us know and we can match you guys with someone else. So and here's another thing. Sometimes you can really learn from people that are different from you. If you have a mentor that is like, wow, they're so different, they don't even understand me. Maybe that might be a good time to see if you, as a mentee, could develop relationships with people that are different. So it doesn't mean it's always not going to work, but if you try it a couple times and you're not getting value, definitely ask us. It's not personal. I think mentors know it's a fit for some people, it's not for others. Okay, so definitely in terms of problem solving, contact us if you need help. I did want to say something about confidentiality. Everything is kept confidential except for one area, of course, and you guys probably have heard this a million times. If there's any mention of discrimination, sexual harassment, physical abuse, criminal activity, hostile work environment, any violation of federal, state, or local laws, violation of the agency practices, et cetera, just contact the BAYWORK team, okay? So I just want mentees to know that, like, everything is confidential except for the usual things that are brought up. If, you know, I'm being harassed by my boss, well, I think that needs to be taken seriously, right? And it's, you know, we need to contact BAYWORK if that happens. So just know, mentees, if you bring up those things, those will need to be communicated. Okay. All right. And that's it for me, unless people have questions for now, and I'll see if I can look at the chat afterwards, respond to questions as well. Anything else before we start with the speed mentoring? We're good? Okay. So Gustavo, you said that there was more mentors and mentees. Is that correct?
Yeah, I try to set up the rooms the best possible way. So there may be a couple groups where there are two mentors, but
Okay.
trying to set it up the best way possible.
Okay, great. I really appreciate that, Gustavo. And so this is, if there's not anything else, Robert, Elizabeth, or Stephen.
I'm seeing some questions in chat here.
Okay.
Is the program planned to have one-on-one mentor to mentee assignments?
So
I would say,
okay.
yeah, I was just reading it. Do you want to?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I would say yes. We're piloting one-to-one mentor-mentee relationships, and that's kind of what the scope of our pilot is. And if there's interest in kind of group mentoring and things like that, definitely reach out to the BAYWORK team, and we'd be happy to talk through your ideas and figure out how do we test that as well, separate from this pilot.
And does anybody want to answer the questions about the students and the resources with BAYWORK?
Yes. And I added this in the chat. The best resource is really the BAYWORK website. We have a whole section of the website called careers, where people can find out more about the different occupations that are commonly hired for in the industry, as well as local training resources, and most importantly, a job board where agencies are posting jobs, and there's a wide variety of jobs that are posted on the website. So that's a great resource. I've put my contact information in the chat. Certainly if you have any specific sort of need that comes up that's been identified, feel free to email me or call me.
Great. Okay. So in a few minutes, Gustavo's going to put you in a breakout room. It could be with 2 or 3 or 4 people. There'll be mentors and mentees in the room, and there'll be a chance for you guys to network and get to know each other. And hopefully, you know, by the end of this, you might meet someone that you might want to connect with, and it's okay if you don't. Sometimes one-time connections, you'll learn something from someone in just 5 minutes, and that will make a difference. So I believe whether it's speed mentoring or mentoring for 4 months, we can get value out of it. So for those of you who've never participated in speed mentoring, a little bit like speed dating, and of course in a different way. Everybody's familiar with speed dating, right? You sit down, you talk to somebody, and you ask questions, and you get to know them. And it's basically the same way. You ask questions like, you know, tell me about your journey as a supervisor, or you know, for mentors, you could say, you know, tell me about some of the goals you would like to achieve, or what's the hardest challenge that you've had in your career, or where do you want to be in 5 years, or what inspires you in your job. So these are, you know, so it's a real free for all, any kind of question you want to ask to create this relationship conversation to happen. Yeah, so raise your hand if you participate in speed mentoring. I'm gonna get an idea how many people have done it. And it's going to be pretty fast. And here's the thing about speed mentoring. You're going to start developing a conversation, and you're not going to want to leave. And then all of a sudden they'll give you a Gustavo, can you give them like a minute warning, 30-second warning to get ready to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, I'll send out a message in the chat as a
Okay, okay, if you look in the chat, you'll kind of see when the time is ending. But I'm thinking, I think, what do you got? What do you think, Stephen? I think we can do about 7-minute pairs. We can have quite a few of them, about because 5 minute is a little bit limited. What do you think? 7? I think we might have a little more time.
Yeah, I think so. I'm wondering, did we skip the Cronus platform? Were we going to do a demo on that, or
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could definitely do that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
So
We'll
we're
do
going to
that.
come back and do that, or are we going to do that before we go to the speed mentoring?
Why don't we do that now? So this way that we can end with the speed mentoring. That's a good idea. Let's do that
Okay.
now. All
And
right.
I saw another question, I think in there. What did I see? Another question about who's selecting who. So for the BAYWORK
yeah, and
pilot.
I'm answering that right now, but
Okay.
But you want to explain it, Stephen?
Yeah, it's really driven by the mentee. So when you sign up as a mentee, then you'll be prompted to, identify a mentor, find a mentor. Right now, the system is set up where it's not showing all the best information that we feel mentees are going to be looking for in terms of selecting a mentor. So we're going to have some supplemental documents to help people kind of identify who might be the best mentor for them. And this is part of the piloting process where we're going to fix it for the long term, but in the short term, we're going to kind of have some supplemental tools and documents to help mentees select appropriate mentors for them.
And I also want to say, if you don't find somebody who is a match right here today or that's in the system, you can reach out in your own agency. If you know somebody that you respect and admire, you can ask them, hey, I'm part, I signed up for this mentoring program, and you're someone actually I respect in some, in your areas of leadership, time management, or whatever it is. Would you be willing to join the program? It's only 2 hours a month, and I can show you how to do that. So many people sign up that way. So I just want to give that as an option. If you don't find anybody here, you could have those conversations, and usually the mentor will sign up if they know somebody is interested. Okay, with that, Gustavo, you want to do like a 5-minute overview and then we'll get to the speed mentoring?
Yeah, sounds good. Hello, everyone. My name is Gustavo, and I'm gonna share my screen to show you guys a quick walkthrough of BAYWORK, of the BAYWORK camp program inside of Cronus. Okay. Okay, so this is the Cronus landing page where we host the BAYWORK camp program. Once you are in this landing page, everybody has already created an account. You log in and it will take you to this. Usually everyone will be logging in through an email account. Once you're in the system, you'll be able to see this dashboard right here. This is the home page. And there's a couple ways where how you could find different mentors. On the left, there's a tab where you could see all the mentors and mentees inside of the system. And on the top right, you might have a notification asking you to connect with a mentor. So you could click on connect with the mentor and it will pop up all the mentors that are signed up. Right here, you are able to look at their location, education, and to find out more details about them, you can just click on their profile and a description of about like a description about them, and just other different things that will help you identify maybe, hey, this could be a potential match. It shows job title, years of experience, and also different leadership competencies, some expertise, strength, and skills. And yeah, you could go into the system and just browse different mentors. And if you think, hey, maybe, like one of these people might be a good fit for me, it's very simple to sign up and request a mentoring connection. I did it as a test account with myself, and basically once you could press this green button, you could press request now, request a mentoring connection, and basically once you click on request a mentoring connection, you will be able to send a customized message to them saying, hey, I would like to get to know you more. Are you available to connect as a mentor-mentee connection? And when you do send that request, this is an email that the mentor would get right here. Hi, Gustavo. This test account has requested to be their mentor. You click on it and you're able to see the request. If they accept, you guys will both be emailed direct instructions on how to get started. They will also email you all different resources so you guys can create short-term, long-term goals, create a plan. Cronus also allows you to like send messages and set up meetings, but you guys can use your preferred method of contact, whether that's email or phone numbers. But yeah, it's very simple. When you go into the system, if you are a mentee, go to the mentor section, browse around, see who may be a good fit, and request a mentoring connection. As for the mentors, the mentee is the one who initiates the connection. So let's say they pretty much dictate if you will be connected, but you're always able to sign up as a mentee and connect with other mentors as well, and you can initiate that connection. But yeah, that's pretty much an overview. It's very simple. If you guys have any questions, you guys can type it in the chat or speak out right now, and we can help guide you guys if you guys have any confusions. And yeah, if there isn't any questions, I can start the breakout.
Yes, so I think we'll have time, Gustavo, for see, I think about 7 minutes each, and they'll give us about 6 connections per group, right? But yeah, so you guys will have 6 different rounds, 7 minutes each, and so he'll give you a 30-minute warning as well. And I'm going to put some questions in the chat real quick here. If you guys want some chat, let's see.
Kathy, let's leave a little bit at a time at the end so everyone can kind of debrief and talk about how it went.
So maybe yeah, okay. We'll maybe do 5-6 minutes then. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Remember, there are some matches that are both mentors. Just a heads up, but I will start opening these breakout rooms.
Hello.
Hello.
It looked like I went to a breakout room and then it sent me back.
Okay. Let me see if there is a open room. It looks like yes. Okay. Hey, Elizabeth, would you like to join the room as well for 3 members?
Sure.
Okay, great. I will add you all to room number 22. Okay. One second. You should get a notification now. For some reason, Elizabeth, I don't know why it's not letting me add you to a room. Can you?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can just leave me out.
Would
If
you
that's
yeah, I wonder if it's easy for you to make me host right now, and then from there I can probably add you to a room. I think it may be because you're a host that I'm not able to add you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Make a host.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'll send you to that same room with them.
Got it. I'm there.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Hello.
Oh, hi. We weren't sure if it was going to take us back or if we had to push back. So we did.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a while. Sorry. I'll
Wow.
move you guys right now as soon as I finish this.
Okay.
There it is. All right.
How long have you been in the street?
I have, I've worked for over 20 years. I was in the private sector, doing environmental remediation type work, originally, so hazardous site cleanup, something like a engineer.
Okay.
And then, I've been in the water industry for about 15 years. I did take a little hiatus from it to go work at BAYWORK on the gas side.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of a blend, but in the utility business for.
Hey, Gustavo, I was just in a breakout room. This is Mara Burton, but I was by myself. So Jill Mosley and I were having a great chat, and then we got pulled into another breakout room, but we were, I think, the only ones in that room. So just a
Okay.
little FYI for that.
Sorry about this. This is
Yeah.
a little bit harder than.
No, you're doing a great job. I know it's hard I know it's a lot of management as people are probably dropping off the call as well too. It's probably disturbing your counts.
A lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I messed it up a little bit, but I'm trying to fix everything as soon as I can.
You're doing great. No worries.
Okay.
Where I landed.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, how was PG&E compared to the water?
Yeah, it was a big change for me. Part of it
It's
was.
like I'm eavesdropping on a conversation here.
So BAYWORK is like 300 employees.
Hi, Mira. This is Shah. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Oh, hi, Shaw. Yeah, I think we hear you. And then I'm not sure if you're in a shared workspace, but I think we can pick up on the conversation behind you as well.
Yes, I don't have camera, unfortunately, but I have a microphone, and there's another coworker here talking to the same network in another computer. So the background is from the other.
Sounds like they're on topic. That's what we would say in the classroom. Good to hear that conversation is on topic.
Yes. Yeah. Are you a mentor? That's right.
Yeah, I'm both actually. So I'm with Valley Water. I am the program administrator for the Next Gen Career Pathways program here. And yeah, I'm signed up to be both a mentor and a mentee. Yeah. What about you?
This is Shah Abt from Fairfield, Sul District. I'm working in wastewater treatment plant as operator, senior operator. I have background of operations of wastewater for the past 19 years. So I'm getting close to retirement, but I'm looking into some higher level, like supervisory or management in the next 5 years, so before retirement. So that's my goal, and yeah, that's it. I see some other people here.
Nice.
Okay. And
Well, thanks for introducing yourself to me and others, because we're in the shared space here as well too. So
Probably have
Yeah.
maybe 70 or 80
I don't
people.
know if there's someone else or they can talk.
Like, you know, it's not anyone's fault, it's just like size.
So sorry about this, everyone. I'm running into some
Some
problems.
it's fine, Gustavo. I think
Well,
we can maybe
I
just
guess-
introduce ourselves here in this space room if you want us to. I don't know.
It's because even though you guys are in the meeting room, I don't see.
That kind of more varied experience last year, and now we're back in a smaller space. I also feel like I can make a difference.
Okay. Did you feel like the different field really made a big difference when you came back? Was there a big change in how you approached things or did things?
I'm still.
I don't know how to reassign you guys since you guys left. I'm trying to figure that out right now.
My role here is much different than it was previous time I was here.
Do you guys have like a tab on the bottom that allows you to join a breakout room?
Yeah, if we click
Yes,
on the
we
more
do.
options, we can rejoin.
Okay, yes. Okay, can we have let's do James and Mara join room number 6, please. And then
Oh, Gustavo is telling me to join breakout room 15.
okay. 15, yeah, if you guys can just rejoin your guys' rooms that it tells you, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Gustavo, do you want us to stay in those rooms until you pull us out?
Yes, please. That would be very
Okay.
helpful.
Okay.
I think as a
Hey everyone, if you guys can at the bottom, if you guys have like a breakout room tab, I'm not able to reassign you guys to another room. So if you guys could click on the breakout tab and join that room that it tells you. Hey Alphonse, I see you on room 2.
Yeah,
but
I keep getting connected with the same person that's a mentee.
okay, yeah, it's okay if that can you have that conversation with him? I will switch you guys after. Right now I'm just trying to get everybody paired up.
Okay.
Was that Roy by any chance? No? Hello.
Hello?
Hey, did you leave the breakout room?
Yes, I left and I came back in. So
Oh, Just, do you have a
Most
breakout
part, just
room
trying
tab
to
at the bottom?
understand,
Pardon me?
more leadership ability, you know, a little bit better understanding of that.
Okay, if you give me a second, I will reassign you to a room in a little while.
Communication
Okay.
skills.
Yeah.
Just I was told this will help, you know, in a lot of different areas, so wherever I can get better, that's what we're trying to do right now. I don't know if I would want to, you know, start all the way over, you know, into water at this point. But, you know, if there were, you know, an opportunity to, you know, have a chance to learn about that or get some experience with that, you know, I would be interested.
Yeah, I guess the light.
Yeah.
Hello, sorry.
Yeah.
Did you run into something?
I wish you the best of luck and just a lot out of the program and yeah, maybe we'll follow that.
Yep. Absolutely. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hey, if you guys can join your breakout rooms again, that will help me with the rotation. Please.
Okay, so rejoin the breakout rooms.
Yeah, and then can you guys just wait for me and I'll reassign you to a new room.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Gustavo, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, I was just wondering, Jordan and I were in the same room the whole time. We're not, maybe you don't need us or something, or what's, I mean, we had a nice chat, but.
Sorry, I'm working on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ran into some problems in the first one, but I'm trying to work on that. Just
Okay. It's
sorry.
not easy what you're
Can you
doing.
guys, can you
Okay.
guys rejoin the room and then I will manually move you
Okay.
at the bottom? Yeah, sorry. Hey, I think you should be able to join the room now. Sorry about that. Shah? Hey, yeah.
at other agencies that might have opportunities.
Oh,
Quality of life stuff.
Hey, Paul, this is Shaw.
Yeah, I used to commute all the time.
What?
4 or 5 minute
Oh.
commute. It's gonna be really hard. Give them that back.
Yeah, right? Especially like I feel like after the pandemic, it's like.
All right, looks like people are coming back from their individual mentoring sessions.
Yeah, but there are.
This meeting
Looks like
is
people are still on their way back here. Here we are, we're getting more folks in. Welcome back, everyone.
Still there.
Welcome back. I think we got about. Oh, someone's got to mute themselves. There we go. So, how was that? How was it? Kathy said when we were planning this, we got to leave time for some speed mentoring. I said, we got to give them all the information. She's like, no, they need the experience of just kind of getting a taste of it. Was she right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
And you guys only had what, 7 minutes? Could you imagine if you sat and actually had some goals and talked to each other? There's a lot of value you can get in 1 hour. So we just want to give you a little taste of it. And also we kind of wanted to make it not real structured, because you can make it structured and have questions, but it also works sometimes when it's not structured. It comes more naturally.
So, Paul, say a little bit more. What was interesting?
I'm trying to get more of a feel from each mentee's what their objectives are, what their goals might be for a career. And I'm just trying to feel out if I would be the best match for them. And I don't necessarily know if I can find that out in 7 minutes or not. Depending on what other mentors have to offer as far as their skill set or their experience, I don't know if
Great. Thanks, Paul. Eleanor, you said it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't particularly structured about it, but I enjoyed just kind of getting to meet 4 new people and kind of chit chat about what they do and what they're looking for. It's just interesting because all of our work kind of intersects in different ways. So yeah, I had a good time. So thank you.
One thing that occurred to me as I was talking to different folks, whether they were listed as mentors or mentees, is the experience that they had wasn't summed up by what their current role was or their current job. Their experience, their overall experience and insights were much deeper once you start to talk with folks. Mark, you also thought it was fun, but we need more mentees. Picking on you because I know you.
Well, this was just a small sampling, right? But yeah, it seemed like I was definitely hitting more mentors, and I was like, well, heck, maybe I should be a mentee too. And I was sort of rethinking that because I have places that I want to go, and I could use some help in improving my career as well. So, yeah, it was cool, kind of getting a diversity of different people to talk to. I thought I kind of had the idea that might be mostly engineers, and that's not the case, and that's great. I remember talking to some folks thinking, I know somebody who'd be perfect for you, but I got to get that person enrolled, right? So, yeah.
Perfect. Now, this was also part of Kathy and Robert's master design, where they said, we just got to get the mentors here. Let's focus on getting the mentors here. And then once the mentors are engaged and start talking to other mentors, they'll realize, oh, I've got someone that I want to connect to you as a mentor, as their mentor. And that, again, it sounds like deferring to Kathy's knowledge and expertise and that from Robert as well, being part of the Valley Water mentorship program has paid off here so far is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you know, Stephen, this is great because if everybody here, a mentor or even mentees, go back and share it with one person and one more person signs up, there's more opportunities for everybody to get connected with some great people that are here today.
And also, I do think it's an important point that was brought up earlier that, you know, you can be both a mentor and a mentee, especially for folks who may be sort of in the middle of their career, and still have aspirational goals, for what they want to do in their career, or maybe they're interested in going in a different direction, and they've been working in one sort of silo for a while and are looking to move to a different silo or different line, sort of part of the work, then yeah, sign up as a mentee too. Maybe you can learn from other folks who from another agency, or, you know, get some valuable information.
We are kind of at time here, and I see people are needing to jump off. I will just encourage everyone to, if you're signed up as a mentee, do a little bit of planning work, but don't spend too much time before you start looking through and reaching out to potential mentors. We do have some other tools that we'll be sending out to help you make your matches, to supplement what's available, information that's available to you through the Cronus platform. If you haven't run into any questions or concerns about the process, the program, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Kathy. Kathy, you only got a couple of weeks to get information from Kathy, but Elizabeth and Robert and I are all here to help support any questions. We're encouraging mentors and mentees, especially mentees now, to sign up and get connected to the program. If you're unsure about whether this works for your agency, reach out to us. We want to talk to you about that as well. If you want to do something a little bit different, we're open to that. Just, again, reach out to us. And we want to make this a successful pilot, which means we want to test out some different things and figure out what works for everyone.